Hello and welcome to the last economy game of the week. It is Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimmadome, versus Glacial Tundra, I believe. Yes, Glacial Tundra. Glacial Tundra being on the blue side, actually, though. I said the team's backwards. My apologies. I am joined here by Bigfoot, who is currently away from his keyboard. But we hop right into the draft here, and we have Pro draft already been done, so the draft should be pretty quick. Apologies for the late start. There was a small dispute over the pick because we know how Pro draft is. Not sponsored.
And I can tell from the way you're talking, we are now live.
You would be correct. So we have the bands coming in. We didn't actually get to see the Pro draft. We joined their lobby a little bit late, so this is just as news to us as it is to you. But already some targeted bans going towards both players because, in my personal opinion, things like Diana and Alawi aren't exactly meta. So I'm assuming that both teams have players who play champs like that.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I saw that Diana ban and I was just thinking about it because we had been talking about mid lane pools right before we went live. I don't know. I think Diana gets a lot of hype, but I think she's definitely overrated right now. I don't know.
It's very, very standard drafts coming out from both sides. Right. Glacial Tundra looking very AP heavy so far, but I think Kayn, personally, I think Kayn's a pretty broken pick. Like, he's really good.
Kayn?
Ash walked in response to Varus, but I was under the impression they were taking Aphelios from their thing I saw.
I also was under the impression they were taking Aphelios, so...
It's fine, though. Ash Morgana. Alright.
Let's see what happens.
So, both of these teams are very, they're definitely scalers. I don't imagine we'll see much action in the early game. Like, I think Mordekaiser should have the push over Ornn. And then Cassiopeia over Vladimir. And then I think Varus, Alistar versus Ash Morgana can go either way. But I think Ash Morgana might actually have a bit better lane just because of how much poke with an Enchanter support. And the fact that Black Shield just kind of nulls what Alistar does as a champion.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I think Morgana is basically just the best support in Econ or Executive League. Straight up.
Yeah, she denies so much, and especially with teams that, especially like these newer teams, right? Like, perhaps they've been formed together, but under the assumption that they formed like 4 LBLCS, it's really hard to get the trigger pulled at the perfect time, right? So having a Morgana who just nulls your engage on top of already like not perfect synergy, just really ruins the hopes and dreams of whatever team doesn't have the Morgana.
Yeah, I will say that Black Shield can only stop one of the following: Ornn ult, Warwick ult, Cassiopeia ult, Varus ult, or Alistar engage. So if they do ever get on the same page, this Ashe is probably gonna have a bad time.
That's fair. Well, I mean, even then, I think Rost should be face tanking that.
Yeah, agree.
And with saying that, I will eat a piece of paper at the end of this stream if this Kayn goes Shadow Assassin and Glacial.
If this Kayn goes Shadow Assassin, I will give myself a haircut with my bare hands.
No. If Kayn goes Shadow Assassin this game and Glacial Tundra win, at the end of the stream, I will turn my camera on and I will eat a small piece of paper.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
With that being said, though, I absolutely think that the Kayn should go Rost.
Oh my god, yeah. 100%. There's no Varus is the only person he could even pop as Shadow Assassin, and even with that, like, he has so much protection around him.
Now, from a prior discussion I had with a couple people earlier today, actually, that you're perhaps aware of, is I also think this Varus should probably go lethality, since there's pretty decent DPS coming up from the Cassiopeia already.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
I honestly think there's just so much tank and damage from the side of Glacial Tundra that just by draft, blue side looks like they're winning pretty handedly.
Yeah, especially if they can get. I don't know. Their team fight just is so scary to me.
But I also don't think that any team with an Ornn can be counted out. And obviously, none of us are LCS level, so even in LCS, games aren't won from draft. So I am excited to see how it goes.
I also think that Warwick is a criminally underrated jungler.
You know, I'll agree with that to an extent. I'm not sure of my opinion on him in like fives, but definitely like in general, I think he doesn't get the credibility he deserves for how simple and effective he is.
Yeah. But also in that simplicity is so much utility if you can get really good at it. Like I think he's got good clear. He's got good sustain. He's got good skirmishing. He's got like decent damage, but also can go tanky. He can engage. He has multiple levels of CC, like or multiple. He can CC multiple people, even if it's just soft CC. But like later in the game, if you W ult with your E up and then fear once you land on someone, like you can pick one or two people basically for free, and it is so easy to follow up, and his sustain is so good that he doesn't even die if he throws his whole body at you. I don't know. I think I like Warwick's. I'm a big fan of Warwick.
Fair enough.
Cleanse on Varus seems pretty smart here.
I agree, especially like once Ashe hits 6, like Morgana Q into Ashe ults, like you're never living that, right? But if you can just avoid it.
Yep. Can you cleanse Mortal? No, right?
You have to, but you can, right?
You can?
I'm pretty sure you can.
I couldn't remember if it's because it's not a suppress.
Yeah, no. So you should be able to cleanse it.
Let's get this.
We are loading into game.
Scoreboard objective timers. Cool. I feel like the Riot objective timers don't really match the aesthetic of the rest of their game, and it seems like it's like Riot objective timers remind me of playing World of Warcraft and like downloading a mod. It's like someone downloaded an add-on for objective timers in the Riot client. It doesn't feel right.
Fair enough. 5 points coming out from both teams. I don't like that Doug Dimmadome, or the Dimsdale Dimmadome, has 2 people in 1 bush and nobody mid.
Inefficient.
But it looks
inefficient.
Like neither team really wants to do anything, so it's not going to get held against them.
I do think having someone mid is something a lot of teams don't think about, because it stops that like weird cheeky like through mid lane around the corner invade. Just having someone like in that mid lane. I think chat, if you're in chat, I think we could, it's a Saturday night. I think we can turn a couple of interesting champion interactions into a drinking game. I think the first 2 that come to mind are drink every time Mordekaiser ults Ornn to cancel the second use of his ult, and every time Vladimir pools to dodge a Cassiopeia ult.
All right, I have a couple little updates for you. All right, so the first thing that I'd like to acknowledge is MVP star jungler Julie from Bakugan said objective timers were probably made by an overworked intern. And I think I agree.
100%.
100%. Because they don't match the rest of the game.
That's what I'm saying. Every time Kayn ults in someone, spoken like someone who plays a lot of Kayn. I can feel that comment.
You cannot cleanse the actual ultimate from Mort. But it has a half a second cast time before the ult goes off, what you can cleanse.
Wait, what?
Yeah. You can.
Okay, if he does that, finish your drink.
I agree. That's allegedly. I am trusting the good silver challengers of Reddit. Early gank coming down on the Vladimir, though. The Vladimir's just going to burn pool. It looks like he will get out.
Ooh.
trades a little bit back, and Vladimir, fantastic champion, just heals it back. He'll have full health again in 3 Qs. What's that? 21 seconds?
I know Vladimir's a fantastic champion. I know that a lot of people like him. I like when he's on my team. I honestly can't think of a single time I ever had fun playing.
All right, so I'm getting requested to up my graphics. So I am actually going to do that for you guys.
You know what's really funny? I play basically the exact same graphics that you do on stream because mine looks like that right now, and I didn't even notice.
Here we are with max settings. I hope that is better for everybody. I personally prefer to play with low settings because I am against eye candy.
Same.
But for you who can focus on both the butterfly spinning around and your skill shots, kudos. Early gank coming up top, side of the Warwick. He does have to burn flash. Mr. Xeon backing up. It is Ornn who's getting caught out now, taking Mordekaiser's attack.
That Mordekaiser's shield is so stupid.
Ornn is just getting decimated.
The passive is wild.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I agree with the eye candy 100%. Played StarCraft 2 for a very long time. It basically looked like I was, playing just with shapes. There was no details at all, and I've brought that habit into League as well. Also, so I actually had to stop running it on lowest settings. Because when I started playing a lot of Echo, it's really hard to see the passive circle around minions if you're on lowest setting.
I can actually give you like the ideal settings because there's some stuff you actually miss out on from having your graphics too low, and then there's some stuff you miss out on from having like perfect graphics.
Yeah, I run it on like low, not very low.
Yeah. Ideally, what you want is you want character quality on medium, effect quality on high, and then everything else on low, and most importantly, make sure shadows are off.
Yeah, oh I hate the shadows. I updated my graphics card the other day, and like the drivers on it, and I didn't realize it automatically like updated all of the visual settings, and I loaded in, and I was like, what are these shadows? League has shadows? Like, what? Nice jukes there from Yardy not Yardy, Desi D and Fatty. Desi D and Fatty G is a great names of bot lane.
I agree. They're very I think Glitty is a good name for a mid laner as well.
Same. Mid laner should be 1 or 2 syllables, no more, no less.
Yeah, and I love the name Panther for Squares, but for me that actually strikes out more as a Chad support name, like the guy who runs like oh god, I don't know, he runs Darius support with like Cleanse Ignite, but he's not trolling and he roams mid every 3 seconds and gets like 40 kills. Like that's how I see the name Panther for Squares.
Interesting. I'm worried that Lowave was on stream listening to your idea about Darius support, and I'm gonna have to talk him out of it in scrims.
Both bot laners have very good CS.
Yeah. Shout out to Glitty too. He's keeping up there, right with the ADCs.
That is true, and he has a small lead over the Vladimir.
Although I will say Vlad does have TP advantage. Although they both have one back. So it looks like Vlad traded TP for 10 farm basically, and lane tempo. Although he gets a freeze right now.
Well, 12 to 15 CS is a kill.
It's true. So this Ornn matchup is pretty tough, but here's the thing. He can just make it better at his tower. Whenever he gets break points.
Oh, no, he got a Negatron cloak.
Is that build in a Catalyst? No. Catalyst is the
Catalyst is just the, it's Ruby Crystal with the mana, but when you build items like that on Ornn, you actually get the bonus stats from it. So it's like you get 350 health just for building it.
Oh yeah, that's sick. I just don't know names. I'm really bad. I'm specifically bad with names of components. I just am. The names of components just are mysteries to me sometimes.
I used to like. I never knew what Crochet Shard was for the longest time, but I'd say that I'm pretty good at remembering most of them.
Yeah.
My shortcoming is the ability names. Like I couldn't tell you, like, a single one.
Yeah, I just stick with whatever button they're on.
Yeah, me as well.
This is pretty good, although Vlad just gonna hit his something pool, which is on the W button.
I think it's
and
sanguine.
negate it.
I think it's sanguine pool.
It's Sanguine Pool, you're right. This is gonna be a first blood here.
Is it? Yeah, first blood.
But Ash might get a trade kill. Flashes forward. Varus flashes out. Really nice play from Fatty G there to get first blood and live.
Oh, he lived. Varus lived. Oh,
He might have. I think he cleansed Morgana's Ignite.
Yeah, he did. He did. I thought for sure though that Ash's auto attacks would kill. Did Alistar heal go off? Maybe.
It might have.
That would be insane if it did.
I can actually, because I'm not
good.
streaming, I can go back in time and let
This
you know.
is not Goonza Rust. This is Doug Dimmadome.
It is Doug Dimmadome.
But 3 of these members used to be on Goonza Rust, right? Fatty G and
Oh.
Cody?
Yeah, they did used to be on a team together. All right, hang on here. I'm gonna look at what happens here.
Yeah. Oh, Alistar got 2 heals off. He killed the minion with the relic shield, and then.
Yeah.
That's insane. And then his passive, with the abilities going on.
Played. Whoop, no, I didn't mean to jump back. I meant to go live. No. Okay. I'm at 907. You're at 907. Relic shield heals isn't a thing anymore. Yeah, I think it was just Alistar passive.
Wait, relic shield doesn't heal anymore?
I thought it
don't
did.
know, on the meta. That was an insane sidestep from Vladimir, dodging the Cassar and overall winning out on the trade.
Yeah. And being up ults now is really huge for this lane. Especially since he still has TP. This is going to be a dive from Kayn. I think this might work if he has ult.
He does, in fact.
Vlad's got to pull the trap aggro here. He might die to tower. One more. Yeah. Alright. That actually is pretty okay for Cass. If I'm Cass, I'm like, alright.
Definitely not having the TP sucks a bit, but like, for how much they committed to the dive there, it's definitely nothing to complain about.
Yeah. Ooh, a nice ult here from Warwick. I don't think he expected that one. A huge kill. Vlad was not ready for that. I'm pretty sure his W is up. And just didn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming.
Definitely, whenever, like, I'm more scared of a Warwick when he's in mid-range that he's gonna ult me. When I'm right in front of him, I kind of forget about that ability. So definitely no discredit to iCuriosity, but definitely fantastic play from Mr. Xeon.
Yeah, really nice ult there. I love any jungler that doesn't have to finish jungle item. It can just go Tiamat. Which is really just Warwick now, I guess, but used to be able to do it on Rex side too.
That was the
you go Tiamat and a Cinder Hulk.
That was the one Warwick build though. I think it was season 7, maybe season 8. Everybody was building it, just Tiamat machine, spam ganking 24/7. It's very interesting.
The good old days.
When I was just a wee Veigar one trick. Did nothing but farm under tower.
When you play, do you play Veigar now anymore?
Only when it's a very situational pick. Like Veigar's like pretty dog, but when you get like a team where you just need to peel, and you just go Glacial with Spooky and Super Soakers, there's really no drawback to it.
I forgot you have Veigar one trick and don't want you to VOD review game 2 because I played Veigar in at night. Don't think it was great.
I find people, even though Veigar's actually all incoming.
Ult for ult on the ADCs here, but a great cleanse from Varus is gonna get him the kill. Mordekaiser's here, ease backwards, throws the Varus into the Ashe, and Ashe is just auto-attacking him. That's gonna be a kill. Ult's Alistar, but I think Alistar might be able to get in a tower. Ults, but Mordekaiser's doing a lot of damage. Is gonna get knocked away from the Alistar W.
Oh, Alistar knocks him back.
Yeah.
Very good though.
Interesting. I don't think that flash there was great, but used the Tiamat just to say, I have things I can do. Really nice play from Cassiopeia getting back there in time. And good job on Warwick staying alive.
I definitely think the lack of patience is the thing hurting Glacial Tundra the most right now. I think if I'm blue side team right now, I'm happy to just farm up and go for it. But definitely great reactions coming back from the side of Doug Dimmadome.
Yeah, agree. Chad is saying that I am ahead of you on time. I called the Warwick play before it happened. I'm at 12:24.
I'm like 1 second behind you, I guess. Okay, now I'm at 12:30.
Same. I just picked 12:30.
Okay. I think what happened was it might have paused when I changed my graphics.
Ooh, it makes sense. Makes sense.
13 on the dot right now, right?
I was responding to a message in
Alistair
chat. I'm at
going in, onto
13:05.
Morgana. Morgana black shields it away. Will there be more follow-up? There could be. Bork, or not Bork, sorry. Q coming up from Varus. Nice ult from the Warwick onto the Vladimir, though. Kane coming in to try to turn into the Warwick. And this might be a turn. Ornn TP coming in. Ornn ult coming out. Will only knock up going on to Vladimir. Vladimir does fall. Varus picking up the kill. And Mr. Xeon getting a kill onto the Kane. 2-4-0 side of Doug Dimmadome and Dragon spawning. Perfect time. Looks like they will get it.
Nice play there.
And definitely credit to Panzer for squares, because he was down like, what, 30 CS in lane, and now they're pretty much dead even. He is going to lose a little bit more because he TP'd to make the play, but overall, not bad.
Yeah, a really, really nice couple of plays here to get that dragon. And Varus is going on hit. Does have that Bork completed.
I think I'd prefer the lethality, but with how far ahead they are right now, it might not be a bad idea.
Yeah. The thing with Varus is you kind of have to decide before the game even loads in. Oh, and Varus ult here from Ashe, but onto Ashe, but Ashe still doing a lot. Flashes forward, autos a minion, but still is going to get Varus there with those two autos there. Now it looks like Alistar's going to get caught out too. The slow from the Ashe W is going to be enough. Alistar's going to pop his ult, is going to knock up Morgana, is going to stun Morgana, but Ashe is just sitting there firing away with that Bork. And that's going to be another kill over to Ashe. And that's a really nice turnaround on the side of Glacial. And Kane's going to gang top here. And this is a nice opportunity for Glacial to pick up a little bit of pressure, but I think Pant's going to get out here. They don't really have enough swing or CC here to do much.
Rift Herald does come down, so they should get the tower, but not too much to stress about because plates fell.
Yeah. Here's Warwick.
And he actually
Kane gets ulted, but Ornn gets knocked back.
Cassio's up though, so will be a 3v2 when they finally get out. Ornn going in onto Kane. No, not Kane, sorry. Yeah, yes, Kane. Mordekaiser running for his life. Warwick actually keeping up with him in the Death Realm, and that's another 2-for-0 on the side of Doug Dimmadome. But intelligently,
Glacial trades for a tower.
Glacial Tundra did trade and get first tower on the bot side. So overall, just a nice trade of pressure. So I've heard rumors that Willowhaven has solo killed Sneaky in lane.
Really?
Yeah. Heard it on the grapevine. Don't hold me to it.
I believe it.
But it's going around the street that on his specialty, on hit Kennen, Willowhaven killed Sneaky. And you know what Sneaky did? He made a video calling Willowhaven toxic, but a huge Ashe ult going in on Alistar. Alistar actually just stunned forever. They go on the Varus instead, so he does have to burn cleanse, but Alistar's still behind. It looks like he might try to W on a Morgana to get away, but
this Morg's gonna ult, yeah.
Walk-up comes, and Alistar just looks like he's gonna walk out, and he does. Except Morgana flashes forward, and Alistar just says no thank you.
Alistar says no. Sorry, you are not on the guest list, sir.
Warwick coming to
Here's Warwick.
But looks like, oh, ult coming up. Gets
nice Kane ult.
Kane does ult. Looks like Alistar will get cleaned up.
They might trade on it. They're turning the Alistar. Oh, good flash, Alistar.
Ashe and Varus trading auto attacks, and Varus just slightly comes up on top thanks to the jungler. Vladimir rotating down, but it looks like they're just saying, hey, I want to get the hell out. Top
Glacial trades for top tower.
Nagai Boros finally gets that tower dropped. Ornn dropping to about 3/4. Just has to back up and saying, all right, fine, I'll finally give it up. I fought a hard 17 minutes, but it's yours.
So, with Dragon coming up, where did my objective timers go? Okay, well, Dragon's coming up soon.
45 seconds.
Okay. That's probably, I would imagine, Warwick's finishing up this Herald up here. I wonder if they just drop it mid and rotate down a Dragon. Although it looks like a fight's going on in the top lane. Panther for Square is trying to 1v2 here against this Kayn and this Mordekaiser, but I don't think it's going to work out for him. Warren can do a lot of things, but can't do that.
Cassio
Nice Q
really
there from
pressuring
Cass.
the Vladimir. And he's actually on, what, 2 HP? Like, I can't even see the grade on that.
The poison still ticks when he's in his W too, so that's a little sketchy. That's scary. Ooh, an ult from Warwick, a little short, and we're gonna have Black Shield up too.
Very, very big lead still for side of Doug Dimmadome. But like they said, he's the owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome, right? They had tons of money to spend on the roster.
Oh, but here comes
coming in on the Cassiopeia though. That's a huge pick. Vladimir on the flank. He does get the ult off Alistar, headbutts him away. Mordekaiser flashes forward and pulls him back. And this might just be burst. Seraph's Embrace, or not Seraph's Embrace, sorry. Coming up, shield on the Cassio. Cassio's trying her best with the Conqueror, but does fall down. Everybody low on the sides of everywhere, but it looks like overall it will be in favor of Glacial Tundra. Triple kill onto the Mordekaiser. 3 for 2. Fatty G actually did trade a couple kills back, but I think that
Mordekaiser did so much work in that fight.
Mordekaiser is what they call a big guy.
Yeah. Oof. Oof. So, not much happening right now. Just everyone's trying to get back to some sort of status quo state. You see Cassiopeia in the top lane. Has got a nice big wave, probably looking to crash it in a tier 2. Baron's not really something that either team can do immediately, but it is live. Mordekaiser unfortunately cannot clear that pink ward as Baron is just going to start attacking him. Ooh, and a nice ult from Warwick is going to miss, but the fear is going to get him.
That was a lot of damage.
That was a ton of damage.
And he doesn't even have the Trinity Force. Insanity.
He's not even got... Look at his items. He's got 3 components and a Cinderhulk.
But he does have the Executioner's Calling, so he's saying no thank you to Kayn, Vladimir, and honestly Mordekaiser too.
Oh, this is probably a dead cast. Gets the ult off, and the Archangels is probably going to turn a kill onto Kayn. Wow, Archangels, good item.
Coming out onto the Ashe. It looks like the Ashe might just fall. She does tick down to 1. Fatty G not being much far behind her, but overall just more and more wins for Doug Dimmadome.
Yeah, even though that nice dragon fight sort of evened up the score a little bit, Doug Dimmadome still with a pretty commanding lead, and Cassiopeia takes Baron so fast, so is Warwick.
That's the coolest thing about a Cassiopeia. It can be 20 minutes in the game. It can be 30 minutes in the game. She's just gonna shred it regardless. She could have like three components and still do everything. Fatty G looks like he's gonna get picked down. Red team does get the Baron before he does get clipped. Oh, he doesn't actually get clipped by Ashe. So you fail flash from Morgana. Doesn't matter though because Mordekaiser did ult. It looks like he is trying his best, but no, he's like, all right, you got me. I can't win, and he just falls.
This Mordekaiser's a big boy.
He is a huge boy, but Doug Dimmadome walk away with Baron on 3. They walk away with the 2 people who can be on the side lane with Baron and the Alistar. So overall, not the worst.
Yeah, real. Now it's up to Doug Dimmadome's to close, right? They're up a few K, but I think they have a pretty solid lead. They just got Baron. I want to see how they, move to close this as a team. They still have 2 outers. They've only taken 1 tower, so I think they're probably gonna want to push down mid, and then beyond that, I'm interested to see what lane assignments are. And and all that.
You know, I'm typically against A-ramming, but I think with the point that they're at right now, this can work. But what I absolutely would hate to see is just a huge Mordekaiser pull or a pull with Ash Morgana and then Vladimir just DPSing, right?
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, that's what happened by the dragon fight. Mordekaiser pulled 2 squishy targets, and that was it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think just not really pressuring Baron in the side lanes, but Pantsar for squares is actually down there now.
And he's got TP, so it's pretty safe
That's my
split.
advice. It's like, all right, fine, screw you, Zelius. I'll go push in bottom. And Cassio's top now too. They actually have the 1-3-1 going. Glacial Tundra realizing that, they're like, all right, we're gonna have to go match that eventually. But Cass being very respectful and backing up.
Yeah.
And then Panther for squares still pushing in the bot side. And they get the turret mid. Warwick ults doesn't hit. Looks like he will try to go on an Ash. Nice sidestep onto from the Dark Binding, which I believe is the name of Morgana's Q. Could be wrong.
It's called Dark Binding, you said? I think it's called Dark Binding.
I think it is Dark Binding.
Wait, we can check. I'm gonna check. It's Dark Binding.
Awesome.
Her E is very easy. Just Black Shield.
Yeah, I need that anyway.
W for Vlad is Sanguine Pool, by the way. Now I'm checking all these things. I forgot.
And I know Cassiopeia's W is Miasma.
Yeah.
Pick going onto the Warwick from Mordekaiser and Morgana. Mordekaiser actually ulting up the Warwick after a nice spear goes off. We will have to see what happens. It looks like he will just shred the Warwick. Flash coming up from both of them. But now Mord is caught out of position, but his team's there to pick him up.
Huge E!
Get it. Kane on the backline onto Cassiopeia. Varus actually falls. The Alistar looks like he'll be next.
Alistar took forever to die.
Pantsar for squares by himself. 3 still alive on the side of Glacial Tundra, and that is the start of a comeback.
Yeah. That Alistar took forever to die, though.
Doing God's work.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's going to be a dragon. So I can't see how many dragons each team has and what they have. It doesn't seem to be working on my client. I guess I can just tab over to the stream, huh?
No, because oh wait, yeah, I can see.
So that's 3 dragons over. Glacial Tundra is 1 off soul.
The redeeming, actually, no, it's not redeeming. That team does very well with 30% alt CDR and huge movement speed.
Yeah, I mean, it makes Morgana's ult ridiculous.
A Vladimir with Cloud
and Vlad
is one of the scariest things in the game. It honestly turns League from an RTS to a horror thriller.
Yeah, that's really good on that team. Also, Mordekaiser with Cloud Soul is pretty scary too.
Yeah, being able to ult and then just run you down.
Yeah, that's horrifying.
I still think, though, that Varus and Cassiopeia, especially with the Ornn items slowly starting to come in now, giving, as we can see, the Blade of the Rune King upgrade to the Varus.
Yeah, I'm wondering who's going to get the second one. It looks like... Cass isn't going... An Ornn item third.
No, it looks like she's going Leandri's third, so unfortunately
hopefully
it's not going to her.
Maybe. I guess that could also be a Banshee's Veil, but I don't think it is. Oh, no, there's a Ruby Crystal. It's here's the flank from Mord and Vlad, and it's going to force the flash of Varus and the ult. Ash Arrow's going to go wide right, but Cass is going to TP in, so ultimately a bunch of stuff used. Nothing definitive happens, but a nice pull from Mord. Warwick is flanking, fears 1. Here comes Ornn, knocks up 3, and Varus is just shredding them in the background. The Kayn gets knocked away by the Alistar, and the Ornn ult knocks up 3 more. This is a really great fight for Doug Dimmadome. Owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome is going to get 4, looking for a 5th. A slow with this Warwick, that's going to be an ace. A triple over to the Warwick, a 5 for nothing.
And just like that, not only does he now own the Dimsdale Dimmadome, but it looks like he owns this game as well, and they're just going to push down mid.
Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome. A really nice fight. Basically, all the things you wanted to see happen from the tanks on Doug Dimmadome did what they needed to do to let the carries do their thing. If on-hit Varus and Cass get to just sit in the back and do whatever they want for that whole fight, it's over. And Warwick feared and zoned a lot, or knocked up 3 with that engage onto the wall with his E, and then knocked up 3 more with his ult. Pants are for squares, and I'll tell you right now, he's definitely not wearing pants right now.
No, he's absolutely not a square. He is the Chad Orn mastermind with the big ult engages and the standing up to the 7-kill Mordekaiser, even though he has a huge item disadvantage. He just fights him anyways because he's Orn, and pants are for squares. I really like this this fun bush strategy here from Doug Dimmadome, because if they can find somebody that's insane, and he does, the Warwick ult is the Cassiopeia Miasma, and he just gets
womp.
And it looks like Vladimir will be soon to follow, but they're actually just turning their attention over to Kayn and Ashe, and then Kayn is going to fall too. Baron's up, Inhib's exposed, jungle top dead, their biggest members. That
Yeah, I think they just closed this. Kill this Baron, send 4 mid, have Ornn go bot. Or, not even 4 mid, 4 top. I don't know, you can do it. You can really put anyone in any lanes right now. I think this is... The last 6 or 7 minutes have been really, really good for Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale.
I agree. Or sorry, what I meant to say was, that's right, Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
No! It looks like they are...
Dragon is on.
They want this dragon.
Seconds, they have to get this dragon.
Deny soul.
It's an avenue back into the game if Glacial Tundra ever gets soul.
Mid's gonna push itself. Bot's got a pushing wave, although I don't think it's a huge problem right now. No, I wonder if they're gonna. Yeah, it looks like they're gonna death brush again. Let's see. Do they? No, they're not. Thought they were gonna try the same play twice. Ornn and Morg just juke each other's respective Qs there. And Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
Does shred the dragon.
Shreds the dragon.
The possibility of souls down for another 5 minutes. I'd like to see them just Nayrem at bot. Just run it down.
I think Morg... Ooh, why backing up, Varus? Oh, he didn't have ult. Here comes the Ornn ult. As Ornn ults and predicts the Mord flash, Warwick goes into the backline and zones everyone off, and is just taking... no damage, it would appear. Glitty getting kind of low here. Does have to ult to kill.
Fought the Mordekaiser in melee range. Still came out on top.
Yeah. Did have to ult at the end there, wondering... I think would have went a little better if she ulted immediately. But Snake is alive, and the large plated zombie is not. Cass taking quite a bit of damage. I don't know, what is he? Well, I mean, he died and came back, right? That makes him a zombie in my eyes.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess zombie just sounds a lot less spooky than like undead warlord deathbringer.
Yeah, but I mean, at that point, that's just, that's how people put all these fancy titles to guss up their resumes. Don't be cute. You're a zombie, Mordekaiser. All right, you're not the. And Warwick goes in, is gonna get a fear here. No, a nice Morgana Black Shield stops the fear, but the Ornn ult is gonna say, get up in the air. Kayn is probably gonna get Cass here. Yeah, nice shutdown on Kayn, but it's not gonna matter, I don't think.
G actually getting clipped back by Mordekaiser Z. They're actually re-engaging this, and they do burn the Morgana Zanyas.
Ooh, they might have. Oh, a nice knocker from Alistar. 4-man is gonna salvage this a little bit, but. I think Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome, did not go back and spend any of their Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome money that they had accumulated quite a bit of. And I think over the course of that fight, Glacial Tundra got 2 resets to Doug Dimmadome's 0. And that's how that fight's going to go. Gold lead down to 5K.
Yeah, I definitely think that Doug Dimmadome is overstaying their welcome a bit. But they still have a very, very sizable lead against Glacial Tundra. And I really think that Glitty needs to buy an Orin item before I blow a gasket.
Yeah.
You know, I started calling them ornaments because I was watching LCK and they called them ornaments. But then my team flamed me, so I stopped.
Wow, that's really messed up. I like ornaments.
Yeah, I think it's a
Spin Doctor's cool it, guys. Not cool. I don't. Well, yeah. I guess the Morella Namicon is kind of necessary into Vladimir, but that does feel bad that that's not Zonia's. For ornamental purposes.
Yes, correct.
Warwick doesn't have one either.
No, but he has Executioner's Calling, so I can respect it. And a QSS.
QSS is interesting. I guess it just stops the Mord. And the Ash Arrow.
Oh,
goodbye!
Onto Morgana and Mordekaiser.
Yeah, I got nothing there. That was... Ooh! Oh!
Nice.
Hey! Drink!
Wait, why are we drinking?
Because Mordekaiser ulted Ornn to stop the second charge.
Oh, my bad. Alright.
Chat, drink. Didn't matter, but ultimately for that fight, but he did ult Ornn to stop the second use of the ult. I think this is just going to be Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome, closing out. Kane gets bopped. I think they should just push the end. Maybe they're going to go for Baron? Ornn gets hit by the Morg Q, which, if I'm Morgana, I don't want to do anything to make them think about turning back around. Because this game was about to end.
Yeah, I think maybe they're just a little scared because they're like, alright, we overstayed our welcome last time. Look how that went for us. Like, let's not do it again. Dragon coming up in 15 seconds. Definitely get your last back off if you absolutely have to. Looks like Alistar will. The others should definitely stay unless they're willing to sack their TP. And they should be able to burst down the dragon before Kane even gets a second to breathe out of his base.
Yeah. This is their third, right? This isn't Soul for them?
Correct. It is now 3 dragons to 3 dragons.
Well, if we see an Elder game, an Elder Dragon in this game, everyone finish their drink.
I am very much under the impression that this will be Baron into end. Probably a group top as well.
Warwick ults to stop the Morg Q and hit the Vlad.
Ornn ult's coming up.
Here comes the Ornn ult.
Baron. They might just go for an end if they can get decent picks here. Mordekaiser calling down very low. Mordekaiser does drop.
Oh, they're
down.
just mopping
Vladimir
it up now.
As well. Make that Kane, Vladimir, and Mordekaiser, and it is now Willowhaven, the sneaky solo killer, and Darth Laser 12 by themselves to fend off the entire onslaught of the Doug Dimmadome.
Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadomes, carries Juice so much damage now, especially since Varus went on hit. This is just going to be game. Game 1 goes over to Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadomes, in 36 minutes and 44 seconds. The GGs come out.
51 seconds, actually.
The Nexus blew up before that.
52 seconds, yeah, but fun fact.
Do you count it when the victory screen ends?
No. The timer does not finish until the victory screen is fully loaded and the continue button pops up.
Right, but I'm saying, so my question is for purposes of things like LCS records, are those records when the Nexus explodes or when the continue button comes up?
When the continue button comes up, because that's when the game stops recording the time.
But I think the records are all based on the timer at the top when the Nexus dies.
Really?
Yeah, because I've seen people like try to get like the fastest game records, and the casters say they either got it or didn't once the Nexus dies, not when the continue button pops up.
Interesting. Well, it's also on a delay, right? So like a small delay. So perhaps I'm not too sure, but oh, you're right, 36:48. But the timer does keep going. It's when the maybe it's when
I also saw 36:43 when the Nexus blew up. So it seems like the truth lies somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, but allow me to switch it over to the lobby screen so you can see the beautiful damage charts coming out. Mordekaiser doing the
Mordekaiser,
most damage in the game.
a boss.
And honestly, Ornn having a very, very large damage share himself.
Yeah. I mean, he's an animal.
Definitely.
Orns. So it would appear, and we will let the teams know. Caitlyn, we are officially disabling Caitlyn for the remainder of this series, and I will tell the teams as there is a tournament realm bug, which is causing her to be disabled. So if anyone was looking into playing that leggy sheriff, you can't. And I will tell the teams when I get into lobby. So apparently, on tournament realms, there's a bug that you can do with Kate where you can stack traps and permanently and infinitely root someone in place. So we are, hey everybody, disabled.
All right, I will be back momentarily. Take it away, Bigfoot.
Oh god, I also was gonna go and do something. All right, well now here I am with you. Finally, I've got you all alone with me. How's everyone doing this week? How is chat? How are your Saturdays? Nice to see everyone here. Hi Sasquatch, yo granddaddy. I wonder if that is in fact Yo Daddy's daddy, or if it's someone parodying the name. Who's to say? It is! Makes a lot of sense. It would be kind of silly if it was someone else's name. Yeah. So game 1, wondering if any of those champions are going to be... I should probably drop spectate. Huh. Oh, nope, spectate's full. Welp! Wonder what kind of bans, adaptations might happen. I wonder if that Ornn's going to get banned. I wonder if that Mordekaiser's going to get banned. I think those were on each team, respectively, the general power picks. Although I will say, kudos to Desi D and his Alistar, which I thought was exceedingly clean. Really well played there. So I wonder if that's something up on the old chopping block. Their jungler is Bio. So it appeared Doug Dimmadome's jungler is Biofrost. He'll be back very shortly. Oh, we get a pro draft spectate link. Zelius isn't here, so the stream can't see it, but I can see it. Ooh, privileged information. I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, but it is in fact a blank screen. And no one has picked or banned anything yet. I'm going to need chat to help me for the next game to think of some more drinking game rules based on different champion interactions for game 2. I think in game 1, I only saw one point where one of the parameters is met, where Mordekaiser ulted Ornn to stop the second half of the Ornn ult. Don't think I saw Vlad pull a Cass ult. And I don't think I saw anyone aggressively steal a Kayn execute out of his ult. So I think it's just the one, although Julie from Bakugan, who I believe was in chat, can tell me if they saw any shenanigans trolling that Kayn. But it seemed like everything was in the up and up. Everything was good Let's see if anything's happening in this draft here. You'll never believe it, folks. No, it isn't. Nothing.
I have returned.
Great. There is a spectate link for pro draft this time, although nothing has happened yet.
That. Oh, one moment again.
All right. Well, now. Oh, well, okay. Guess I will just pee my pants, everyone. It's just what's gonna happen to me.
All right, I'm actually back this time.
Great. Now I'm gonna go real quick.
Right.
I would like to note that iCuriosity is one game away from 300 wins this season, and it is tilting that he did not get that.
I think you should get it today. Anyways, while we have a quick little break, how's everybody's day going? Fine, viewers of Twitch chat. Until we start the pro draft, of course. Hello, yo, granddaddy. Let's see. Pro draft not quite yet started yet. Let's see. I think I have to enable this. Yeah, okay. I can enable that. But I want to switch it to this. The sun is shining, the birds are singing, and the LBLCS is spicy. It is, in fact, spicy. I'll give you that. Alright, I'll get... Pro Draft is open. So we do have that upon the return. First ban coming up from Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome, is the Ezreal.
Nobody worry, I'm back. I'm here. Everyone calm down.
Followed back by an Alawi ban saying, alright, pants are for squares. Alawi is not for you today. Echo ban. Back again. Another response. Maybe Echo is the thing that'll get what's his name? The mid laner for Glacial Tundra, I believe his name is iCuriosity. See, the Echo would get this man his 300th win.
But they don't want it.
They don't want it. And
Echo's very strong. Strong flex pick. Solid in the jungle. Solid mid lane.
I like Doug Dimmadome banning out the Mordekaiser because their top laner on Glacial Tundra did work. And honestly, I thought for a couple minutes there that he was going to bring back the game and just carry it himself. And then the Cassiopeia ban coming out from Glacial Tundra.
That makes sense. I think Cassiopeia is just a safe mid lane champ, does a lot, scales hard, ton of damage, medium at self peel.
Doug Dimmadome, first pick in the Leona, which basically means that Glacial Tundra's Willow Haven will probably have to run Cleanse. Or Morgana. Morgana's a good pick as well. And it was pretty good last game.
What do you think about first pick Leo?
I mean,
shows quite a bit into the comp.
I suppose. I think it's very annoying to lane against. And I think that just because of how annoying it is to lane against, if you can get any advantage in lane, it doesn't even matter if it's dog with the comp later. I think there's always room to make it work. Rumble pick coming in for Doug Dimmadome. I'm assuming that's going to be mid, but I'm actually not sure.
Yeah, I think Rumble is probably optimal mid right now, but
that would be my assumption, but I am known to be wrong rather frequently.
Yeah. Syndra. I think Syndra's okay in a Rumble mid, but gets pushed in pretty hard for a little bit. Has a pretty nice time farming Qs though. Stack that mana flow band.
Broken champion. She was more broken when her Q worked as a functioning design instead of whatever abysmal thing they changed it to, but she's still very strong. And the
change should just be toggleable.
I agree. The reason that Riot doesn't make abilities toggleable, like all of them, is because they claim that it will make some abilities too strong. But I feel that if your intention was buffing Syndra, that does in fact not make the ability stronger. Okay, Ornn and Cledban's coming up from Tundra, so they're also under the same impression that the Rumble's going to be mid lane. And so far, they have a very, very mid-game team comp. I'd like to see maybe like one scaler on the side of Doug Dimmadome, and then they can just throw in whatever they want. And then I think they just snowball the game over like mid-game drag fights.
Yeah. I think it's scaling ADC super strong here. But it'd have to be Varus. That's what I was going to say. You could pick it on hit Varus. Very interested to see who they pick to round out this comp, because I agree it's very mid-game centric. Yep.
Jinx, all right, there's your scaler.
There it is.
All right, now let's just see the haymaker in the top lane, the 1-2, the wombo combo, the puncher.
Are you saying you think it's going to be set? Yeah, okay. No, it's a Maokai.
All right, slightly disappointing. And it's not quite a Yorick Hunt Maokai, but it is a Maokai locked in. On the pants are for squares, but I feel like in a way Maokai is for squares as well. I like
Maokai.
No, I still think Maokai is a square champion though, and because of that, I think maybe what happened was he was like during the downtime he was like, all right, team, I'm a little cold, I'm gonna go throw on some pants, right? And he did.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh well, damn, I'm a square now. So you know what he does on 5th pick blue side? He grabs the Maokai.
Maokai's it.
Yeah. But I think it's a good pick. Gnar being the counter is also pretty decent, I think. And the Kayn grabbed again, and I'm not too sure how I feel about it after seeing last game, with especially knowing that the guy on Warwick, Mr. Xeon, is going to be willing to just run him down every chance he gets.
Now, if I'm this Jinx, I'm thinking live, and then everyone dies to one rocket. That's a reasonably squishy team Glacial Tundra has drafted, if Gnar is not mega. And I think Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimstyle Dimmadome, has picked enough peel to keep that Jinx safe from Kayn. I like Doug's draft here. Zelius, we're being asked if you are ready.
Yes, we are in fact ready to start. Ready to rumble, ready to go. I do have to switch it back from screen pro draft capture to the client. We're rocking whatever.
Hey, you're lost. I get it.
So, just based off of the draft alone, which side are you leaning towards?
I think Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome, has the edge. I think Jinx automatically gives a team a late game edge if she has enough peel, and I think she does. But I do think Tundra's comp can snowball really hard. I think both teams have good CC. I think both teams have good team fighting. I think both teams have really impactful ults. But I do think the edge goes over to Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadomes. I think I'm envisioning a team fight started by a Maokai ult into a Rumble ult with with rooted people, and then Jinx just torching. What about you? What are your thoughts here?
I think that Glacial Tundra has a much more well-rounded comp here, and I think that the alts that they have are just very, very impactful throughout the entirety of the game, where I feel that Doug Dimmadomes is more of a mid-game focus thing. Sure, they do have the Jinx for scaling, but I think that Glacial Tundra got good picks back to put up a fighting chance at any point in the game. I think Morgana Black Shield can definitely null a lot of what Leona wants to do. And then having Varus locked down and Gnar locked down, and then Syndra's opportunity to burst any of the members. Well, actually, truly, she can only really burst the Jinx in the Rumble. But
even Rumble gets kind of tricky to burst.
Yeah. I think Syndra should run Phase Rush this game.
Yeah. I think that's fair. I have really been enjoying Comet Syndra, though. I think Syndra could go. I do think that because Rumble is technically a melee champion, if Syndra wants to really try to dumpster this lane, she could go a more combat-oriented rune, like Electrocute, like Comet. I know we'd even talked about into a melee matchup running Airy because you'd be able to proc it so much. But
I was huge on the Comet bandwagon, and then I actually got coached by Fnatic's strategy coach recently, and he flamed me for running Comet every game, and then explained to me that Comet was very, very situational. And then I started running Phase Rush and Electrocute alongside Comet, and I've noticed that Comet is like a pure like, it doesn't really help you against a lot of like it's like a lane rune, right? And then but a lot of the times it doesn't help you in the mid to late game.
Right.
So at that point, if you want a lane rune, why not just go Airy that has high, like more damage overall, right? So that made a lot of sense to me. It's like maybe Comet could be okay here because you're forced to fight front to back. You're not really bursting anybody, and like you're also not going for lane kingdom. I think Comet would be good here. But I think Phase Rush is equally as good, and it just depends on how confident Curiosity is in his ability to position. Because I position like an ape, right? So I would need Phase Rush here. But if he's going to Smurf on them, I think Arcane Comet's definitely pretty good.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I was huge on the Comet bandwagon, but after being forced to try other things, I realized that I was just playing well when I was running Comet and not playing well when I wasn't running Comet. But then once I started to try Electrocute and Phase Rush on my good days of playing, I realized the values of all of them.
Interesting. I suppose I will have to adjust as well. Although I do really like Comet.
Yeah, I mean, I still don't think running Comet every game is... I think the only times where you really can't run Comet is against like LeBlanc and like anything with a dash.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I don't think it's too much harm to run it every game.
Yeah.
This is the longest 3 minutes for spectator delay I've had in a while.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. What's up with chat? Is there a
Woshi Wuja says, gonna drop a follow because the idea is cool. Thank you, kind.
Thank you. We are actually the first people to have the idea to start a long form league where multiple teams of League of Legends play each other. We invented this. We are currently under there's ongoing litigation against the LCS and Riot Games for taking our idea. But again, the litigation is going very, very slow as we have very little budget, and our lawyer does not actually pass the bar exam, or is a lawyer at all, or knows that they are representing us. So things are moving very slowly, but we hope to have an update for everyone soon. All right, so what are some interactions this game? I think we can still keep the Julie from Bakugan's idea about if someone steals a kill while Kane is inside of someone.
Yeah, Kane will cry. I agree. Maybe if Syndra E's somebody while Varus ult or Morgana Dark Binding is about to hit somebody.
Ooh, yeah, so Syndra saving someone's life, sure.
Same with Gnar ult if they disposition while Varus like maybe Gnar ults while Varus ult is coming out or something.
Mm-hmm. I will also say that anytime an equalizer does 0 damage. Because, not that I think it's going to happen, but I will say, it happens sometimes.
Probably will.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. Happens to the best of us.
Happens.
It always happens. There's always one where you're like, oh, all right, well, in my head, if what I thought was going to happen happened, that would have been sick. But it didn't. None of it did. It was really bad. I'm sorry. Mao W to dodge boomerang. Okay. Yo Daddy's Daddy in chat says Mao W to dodge boom. Okay, so if Maokai uses his W, that one I think is probably going to happen a couple of times. I'm into it though. Wait, what about a Maokai Q to reposition Gnar to stop him from catching the boomerang? If Panzer vs. Squares does that, I think you finish your drink. That's the biggest brain. Right? Would that not be wild?
Can you repeat that? Sorry, my headphones were kind of...
Oh no, I was talking to Yo Daddy in the chat. I think so Yo Daddy's Daddy says that if Maokai uses his W to dodge boomerang, you should drink. But I say that you should finish your drink if Maokai uses a Q to reposition Gnar so he doesn't catch the boomerang.
That's fair.
That would be wild. Also, Morgana and Varus trying to be real cute, but Bush is... Syndra going with the pretty typical electrocute is what I thought would happen. Nice Q from Morgana. Stops the Leona, but... bone plating, I believe that, right? Yes. Yeah, bone plating.
Bone plating is
also bad with rune names. Just know what their pictures do.
Really?
I just know what the pictures are. Like I know what all the things are. I just don't know what the names are.
Interesting. I think I could name every rune from left to right on everything. Because like there's the first one's the yellow one, the precision tree. Nice bow coming out from Syndra. Yeah. The Q seemed to have done no damage, though. Maybe that's a visual bug. I actually couldn't tell you. Or maybe you're on.
He might have his shield at the same time. Let me see. Nope, shield's not on cooldown. That did look like it did no damage.
Possibly just a visual bug.
Also, you're ahead of me. I don't know why I went back in time. Fixed it.
I am at 310.
Yeah, I just hit 311. Cool.
Okay. So.
I don't know why my client went back in time there. Nice wraparound gang from Warwick.
That will be Doug Dimmadome picking up first blood. Mr. Xeon popping off again.
I'm telling you, Warwick is such a sick pick.
Mr. Xeon's a very, very smart pather as well, so far from what we've seen from these two games.
Warwick's Dimmadome. Warwick's Dimmadome, owner of the Warwick's Dimmadome. Ooh, nice sidestep there from Leona. I don't think anything would happen, but just nice to see.
Unlikely.
It is actually pretty tough for Jinx to farm under tower level 1. especially if you have your rocket up. It makes everything real awkward amount of health.
I think with casters is the best thing to do it though, because you can rocket them all once and then power shot once and then minigun them all once and then you use minimal mana, all in coming in from Leona, but Black Shield, but Varus still gets caught up on it, and then Morgana actually walks back in and takes a lot of damage.
Morgana's taking a lot of damage, gets stunned and ignited. I think the Ignite's gonna tick out. Nice play.
Very nice.
Oh,
Good
here's
turn
Kane.
from-
A preemptive heal from Jinx, pretty smart. A nice stun from Leona stops that in its tracks. Now Syndra's out of mana, like legit, like all out of it, and that feels real bad into a Rumble. She's gonna want a TP. Leona just misses. It is a on any control, like early game on mages in the mid lane. Not having mana just feels just so bad. It's probably one of the worst feelings in the league. And Rumble doesn't have mana. Rumble doesn't need anything. Rumble is just a strong, independent Yordle who doesn't need any mana. Shoving it right in. Now he gets to roam with his Warwick. Syndra's gonna back. Rumble doesn't have to do anything. He can just stay forever and get a huge back off because he has TP and doesn't have to go get any resource. So he's gonna shove this wave. It is a cannon wave, so nice job, Syndra. She is gonna grab a mana crystal and an amp tome and boots and TP back in. That's gonna help her mana issues. Although I'm gonna be honest, if you're Syndra into a melee matchup, I think instead of that mana crystal, you are buying a second Doran's ring. If I'm the Syndra, but I think, you know, mana crystal also solves some of the mana issues. Does get you closer to your lost chapter. Oh, and here's Kane. Nice Q from Morgana into the E from Kane. That's gonna be a kill. Rumble gets to. Everyone take a drink. The equalizer does 0 damage to champion.
To be fair, did we specify to champions, or did you just say?
We didn't. I said 0 damage. Everyone, put your drink back down. Spit it out. It did some damage to the minion wave.
Watch, although not very impactful, is in fact damage.
It's damage. I apologize. I got excited. Jumped the gun. Do you think Syndra should be? Sorry, go ahead.
I think we could edit the rule for future reference. If it just now it's just if it does no damage at all, or sorry, no damage to champions.
Yeah, starting now.
Yeah, in future odds.
Now, what are your thoughts about Syndra's first back? How often do you go second Doran's ring, and is it every time like me?
I go second Doran's ring on a cheater recall, but when she
what about an early TP recall?
Well, she bought amp tome and a mana crystal, right?
Yeah.
And then
I'm saying that mana crystal should be a Doran's ring.
But she came back to lane with like an extra like 40 gold or something. So she could have just sold the health pot she was hanging on to and bought double amp tome, which is the equivalent of a blasting, which is 40 bonus ability power, which is enough to kill a Rumble with electrocute and ult at 6.
Yeah, you're right.
In maybe 2 combos max.
You're
maybe
right.
Like 3 Qs in a full combo. The team names are on the wrong side. Thank you for correcting me. I'm very bad at that. I frequently forget.
Oh yes, they do. We do here in the LBLCS because we play best of 2s. Each team gets 1 blue side game, 1 red side game. I don't know how the order is determined. I think my game last week, for whatever reason, we were just told to do red side for this game, and I was like, all right, whatever. I don't know what kind of determination happens.
Truthfully, the order doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
Like our team, like the team we faced yesterday, another Glacial team was a little concerned about that at first because I think they weren't, like, a lot of teams aren't super clear on the actual format. But hold on a second, Kane's coming bot again. Parasol locks up the Jinx, and Fat AG drops his second death of the game. Kane deciding that he just wants to chain gank bot. He's like, all right, I don't want to see this guy with a lead like he had last game, and he's just gonna keep coming.
Every day, I get more and more appreciation for the champion known as Varus.
He is a very, very, very strong champion.
Every day, I also get more and more appreciation for just how good crowd control is. It is just. I think CC is just maybe the most impactful thing in the entire game.
I don't know. Have you ever seen a 12-0 12-0 Udyr, who hasn't leveled up E yet.
I haven't.
Me either.
I haven't.
But who's not to say that's more impactful? Warwick coming down wants blood. Equalizer hits.
Oh,
Equalizer
that
does
equalizer
damage,
does do some
but
damage.
Warwick's ult does not. It's a whiff. So I think that,
That
at
wasn't one
least
of the
deserves
things, though.
three large sips.
And a sigh. Okay, freezing the wave there. He has his wave in a nice spot, although sometimes I have a nice freeze and I'm like, yeah, this is great, I can leave it here, and then I see a bunch of low caster mains and I'm like, or I could see a bunch of gold pop up with a Q.
So I see that Curiosity is using the default Syndra skin, and I'm wondering if that's because that's the only one they have, or if because all the other good Syndra skins are bugged.
Which ones are? I thought it was only the Star Guardian one.
Star Guardian, Justicar, and the snow one.
Justicar is bugged?
Yeah.
Ooh, a nice solo kill there
solo
from
kill
Syndra. Well
coming out
played.
onto Glitty. Great kills. Maokai and
I
Mars
did
are
not
up.
realize that Justicar was bugged. That explains a little bit.
Yeah, just wait. Justicar's the yellow one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's bugged. It's
Justicar is the one I usually play anyway. I wasn't really into the Star Guardian hype. Nice Leo. That's gonna be.
Blaze coming in, Flash coming in.
Yeah,
from
this is
Jinx.
gonna be-
nice.
Ooh.
Nice Zhonya's though. Varus might be able to turn.
There'll
He
still
does
be a double
not.
kill.
Desi D does actually get one of the kills, and I think it probably could have been better as a double under the Jinx, but just to be safe, they both pick it up and 2-kill spot. But yeah, the problem with the Syndra skins bugs is it's a double-edged sword, because the Qs are invisible on certain terrain. Mid lane and river being the two of them. And see, it's good because obviously the enemy can't see your Qs, so like if you get a nice combo on them, they can't see the orb and there's no problem. The downside is that if you place down an orb, you don't know if you can stun after without doing an instant QE because you can't see the orb to determine whether it would hit.
Right. Well, back to playing the Aquarius one. Atlantean, I believe it's called.
Correct, yes.
Atlantean.
Although, interestingly enough, it used to be every game, and now the bug only happens sometimes. But still on those.
Progress.
Yeah. Curiosity playing very well. 100 CS at 11 minutes. It's
Yeah,
only
this
dropped
is a nice
few.
Syndra game. I'm impressed.
And Smurf Ward down there. Instantly picks up sight of Rumble and Warwick.
Immediate returns. Rumble's starting this dragon over the pit.
So-
So
Syndra is actually almost 1,000 gold up over Rumble.
dang.
And Warwick
Dang.
ult coming
Ooh,
up
Warwick
onto
holding on to
Syndra. One on
Syndra,
Black
though.
Shield. Equalizer coming out. It does go on to Varus and Kane. Leona ult comes out. Doesn't really do much. Gets a slow off. And then a little bit of scrapping. And then just overall looks like both teams are just going to back up.
Syndra's popping off. Syndra's popping off. Interesting. So I'm looking at, taking a look at these runes of Syndra. Does have Gathering Storm.
So mana flow band Gathering Storm? Is that the...
Mhm.
That's, I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't think you need the extra damage in the late game.
Yeah.
I would go
I think you go Scorch.
or Transcendence 100% of the time. No, on electrocute games, I always go Transcendence. The CDR is just broken. And
Yeah,
you get-
true.
you
That might
get
be a ooh.
better damage overall from everything.
Flash for
depending on-
flash.
Nice plays from Maokai. Just too bad the ult moves slower than a 0-item Udyr, who's AFK in base.
Mm.
But nice trade back onto the Gnar and almost the cleanup. Rumble getting forced to TP back mid. Yeah, this game is definitely a huge strong point in mid for Glacial Tundra.
Yeah. good statement game from this Syndra.
Like, you might have gotten me game 1, but I'm coming back stronger game 2, and like, if you are gonna win, you're definitely gonna be working for it. That's definitely credible. And I think the most interesting part about the whole round robin best of 2 thing, where you played 2 games and whatever. Hold on a second, we might see an all-in engage coming onto the Leona. He actually switched targets onto the Varus before going in, and that might actually be a kill onto the Varus, and it looks like it will be, but Flash Heal comes out and he's just walking away, but the Jinx all comes out and Fat AG does pick it up. Going on to the Morgana now. Will the Morgana be next? Yes, she will. Double kills with the Jinx, and there's the snowball for Fat AG.
It feels great to have 3 kills on a Jinx before you finish your first item. There, I said it. That's my hot take.
Yeah, I agree. Infinity Edge is not complete, but it will be on back because she's sitting on 1800 and she only needs 1225. Anyways, though, assuming that Maokai and Rumble don't actually just kill the Syndra here, Syndra actually kills Rumble before she does eventually fall
nice
to the
trade.
Maokai. And does Kane
Ooh, that's
steal?
a dead
Kane
Warwick.
does steal the Rift Herald, and then Warwick dies. So overall, better for.
Yeah, game 2. I mean, game 1 was fairly even for a while, but game 2 looks even. One could even say Glacial favored right now, even though they're a little bit down in gold. I think they have a little bit of a tempo lead. They're going to use that Rift Herald to break one of their towers. Looks like it's going to be top.
Again, though, after 14 minutes, so like, even though they don't get first tower gold because first tower drop bot, so it's some gold back in the pocket, but I'm just not sure. It does even the gold lead, but I'm just not too sure how much that actually does in the long run.
Yeah, and this Jinx has 3 kills.
Yeah, definitely. Jinx is a champion in League of Legends.
Jinx is a champion in League of Legends, and this champion has an Infinity Edge, 3 daggers now.
That is.
It's going to be a Runon's item too, I'd imagine.
But anyways, back to what I was saying before all this action broke out and then our tangents caught.
Ugh, all this boring action.
From personal experience, this can be both a good thing and a bad thing. Like, for example, for me, it was a good thing. For the enemy team, maybe a bad thing. But with the whole like double round robin, 2 games, you only play 2 and like whatever, it feels better to lose the first game and win the second than to win the first one and then lose the second.
Interesting.
At least in my opinion, because like, if you win the first one, like, you have the onus on you to win again, right? It's like, well, you won the first game, so why can't you win again? But when you lose the first game, it's like, well, what do I have to lose now? I already lost the first game. Like, let's just go for it. And then if you win, it just feels so good because you're like, I knew we could have beat them the first game, but Warwick actually going in on Syndra here.
That's interesting. Whoop,
All
psych.
whiffs, but it's actually a 5-head move
So good.
because Syndra tries to predict Warwick, but because he just didn't go in on her, nothing happens, and then she ends up dying, and the 3-0 lead is now only 3-2. And Rumble is slowly but surely coming back in gold, 1,400 down.
Sometimes mid-game Syndra feels kind of awkward, especially if you're not grouped. Like, you can get a bunch of kills there, but it is still an exceedingly squishy champion. It is still a mage.
I definitely think that Syndra should have built GLP this game. I think
Even when fed?
Pardon?
Even when fed?
Yeah,
I feel like GLP is very much like I'm strapped right now.
GLP it's a cheaper item spike that does more active burst damage, and it counts as a proc towards electrocute. So you can GLP QE and just burst. Like, it's actually just, yeah, I was super against it at first too. But then once I found out that it counts towards an electrocute proc and the active actually does more damage, I was all for it.
I forgot that it did that. Oh, and if Aerosol here is going to catch the Kane, but Kane's going to ult in. This is a very weird, disjointed
Everything's
fight.
happening everywhere, and Kane's caught out on the back line. And nobody falls yet, but 2 kills over to Rumble. Make that a 3rd kill onto the Syndra, but Leona actually picks that one up. And that will be Ocean Drake going over to Doug Dimmadome, owner of the
It seemed like there were
Dimmadome.
2 different skirmishes happening instead of one big 5v5.
Audacious bravery shield.
Yeah, Maokai 1v4ing is better than Kane 1v4ing is what I learned today.
Agreed.
Because Kane died pretty quickly after 1v4ing Doug Dimmadome's team. But Maokai lived for a damn long time.
Yeah. Maokai lived as long as the Syndra did. They just both spawned at the same time.
Yeah. Maokai lived long enough that his team could clean up the 1v4 as a 4v4 before it finally dropped.
Yeesh.
And Jinx, very, very fed. 40 CS lead, which is like 1 to 3 kills depending on what minion she missed. Obviously, if you drop the cannons
It's a little bit worse.
and you're only picking up like the casters, then sure. But assuming that she's just been getting everything, nice handover to the Varus. Very kind jungler.
Clean.
See, there's this jungler named Julie from Bakugan. He plays in the CEO League, and I don't think he would ever even consider giving a buff away. Maokai getting caught up in the top side.
I would imagine that he would not want to give it away to a laner that might just int it away to the other team, though.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Maokai fighting forever, and his team.
What is happening?
What's happening is that Maokai needs nerfs.
If every tree in the Amazon rainforest was Maokai, we would not have any issues with global warming.
Yeah, but we would have an extreme shortage on wood because there'd be no way to
We would also
chop
have
it
an
down.
extreme shortage on people in and around the Amazon rainforest. I think Syndra's up too far here. Yeah, does have to walk out. 1 second, it is just unbelievably warm in this room and I have to turn on my AC.
Alright, so pretty sizable lead for Doug Dimmadome. Warwick
Yeah, it's
got his
just-
back cancelled though, so for the next probably minute or so, I'd say that Glacial Tundra has mental advantage.
A mental advantage, you said?
Yeah, because Warwick was backing and Panzer for squares walked up to block Morgana Q so that his back didn't get cancelled, but then Morgana just pooled it anyways, and then his back still got cancelled.
Ugh.
So like if I was the Warwick, I'd probably be ready to FF, right?
If I was the Warwick, I would sit in base until this game was over. Look, he's not even moving. Look at him. Ah, he's moving. All right.
See, that was the mental boom though. That 4 seconds in base
That
was
was it.
him being mad about the Morgana just Wing.
The next play, this Warwick is just gonna miss an ult, fear no one, and just die for free.
Oh, Syndra's Q is also a very easy ability name.
An easy ability to what?
It's like its name is easy to remember.
What is it? Dark Spheres?
Yeah, you were 100%.
Dark Sphere. Unleashed Power is also pretty easy to remember because it feels very much like it sounds.
To be truthful, I don't even remember which one. Is that the alt or the E?
That's the ult.
Oh no, E is like field the weak or something, right?
He is scatter the weak
Oh, scatter.
and fourth will is W. Damn, Syndra's got some metal as hell names.
And Gnar has got a 42-second death timer as Maokai Warwick, but there's huge turns back onto Glydian. The Rumble will fall. They do get rooted up by the Jinx traps, but nothing happens from it. Leona ult whiffs.
Nice trade.
That was a good trade from the side of Glacial Tundra.
Yeah, if I'm Glacial Tundra, I'd rather have the 4 that I have up on the map right now for a team fight. Rumble dives the ult up too, which is huge.
And no
Is
TP
that-
when he's back up. We're gonna
Ooh.
just
Ooh, two support engages missing by a hair. Ooh, that Varus is chunked out with that Jinx ult. Doesn't get the target that they wanted, but forces the heal out of Varus and is probably gonna have to back. Also, this Jinx skin has some pretty sick looking rockets, I'm gonna say.
Yeah, agree. What skin is that?
That's the
Project?
no, it's the one where they're on the ship, Odyssey.
Odyssey.
But I don't think it's called Odyssey Jinx, is it?
No, it is. It is.
It
It is.
It is. Okay. I know that some of the lines in that line or some of the skins in that line are called Odyssey, but I didn't know if hers
I
was.
think they're all called Odyssey.
Yeah, they might be actually. I might just have no idea what I'm talking about.
It's okay. You're forgiven.
Thank you. It means a lot.
But it's because it's like the battle boss being part of the arcade skin line, and another whiffed ult from
Right.
Warwick. And Kane going down, and Syndra soon to follow, and that's double kill for Rumble. Very low Morgana. 3 dead on the side of Glacial Tundra, and they can look to get their 3rd dragon of the game on Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
What a nice story. The story behind Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome, is a nice tale. I believe it started with Panther for Square saying, "I can't find a team. I don't know. I don't know who's recruiting." And a bunch of people were like, "I think we have enough people where if you wanted to start a team, you probably could, scrap together a bunch of free agents." And here they are.
Really?
I think that's fairly certain that's what
very
happened.
sweet.
There's also a chance that I'm totally wrong and Panther for Squares was just picked up by a team because he's. But I could be wrong. I don't know. Glacial Tundra, also a nice story. The Glacial team, really the Glacial organization, new addition to the LBLCS, has already taken the league by storm. They have a team in every single league. You played them this week. I played the executive version of them this week. You guys won.
Yeah,
Glacial. We got 2-0'd by Glacial this week.
Yeah, they're definitely a pretty decent team. Our organization overall.
To field 3 decent teams in 3 different ELO brackets is pretty impressive. Did lose the first game here, but are holding their own.
Yeah, they're definitely not out of this game yet. Once the Ocean Soul drops, if it drops, then I'd be more inclined to say that it's over.
Yeah.
But for right now, I'm not counting them out.
Getting confirmation chat that it is Odyssey. Thank you. I was like 99% once we started talking about it, but you were the 1%. Who was that? That was now my whole computer is frozen. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, it's not letting me tab out of the game anymore. All right. Well, I hope nothing important happens outside of this game.
It looks like Doug Dimmadome. Oh, okay, out of the game. Doug Dimmadome is starting the Baron. No, they let it reset.
Yeah, I think that was the right play. I mean, this Death Brush, though, it does seem like
So, Zach is
they
a
will not
cat,
fall for it.
AKA a happy cloud, says Zelius still has PTSD from being Lane Kingdom last night, but hold on, Leonalt coming out onto Morgana, Warwick ult coming out, locks down the Kayn, but Kayn buffers the W and it actually gets instant cancelled, ulting back onto Leona. He will fall, he will heal a ton, but he still does go down in the end. Fatty G getting a kill, huge rumble up on the back line, Syndra low, Morgana low, Gnar full health, almost full rage, Jinx taking a couple cannon shots, tower shots, sorry, does have pop the heal. Well, doesn't have to, but chooses to. But it looks like overall,
I think popping the heal was the right thing to do there.
a huge Gnar ult coming back. Leona's locked under. Leona dives in the backline. Morgana does fall. Glitty picking up the kill. Leona flashes out because she doesn't want to have to take 2 tower shots. Only takes 1. Broken W. Still lives. And that should be the end of the fight. But, anyway. He said, Zelius still has PTSD from being Lane Kingdom last night. Please be nice. And
Or the matchups you played. I saw you played Syndra both games, right?
no, I played Syndra game 1, Malzahar game 2.
Oh, Malzahar.
And not to discredit their team or use this as an excuse, but game 1, I actually hadn't touched League or my computer in 3 days. And I requested that the madman, Ev Dingus, play mid for me. But he lost his phone or something, so he was busy.
You asked Ev Dingus to play mid for you.
I went into a practice tool and I was missing.
That's how you know it is dire.
50% of my uncontested waves against no bot. And then after I had an abysmal laning phase on Syndra and got solo killed level 3, I put myself on Malzahar duty.
Yeah.
Also, if Zach is a cat, if this is a team of free agents, orcs need to do better scouting. And I 100% agree because Panther for Squares, Mr. Zeon, Glitty, Fatty G, Desi D, all popping off both games.
Yeah.
Fantastic players.
There's a real chance that I've just lied to everyone in chat, though. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know that was a situation that Panther for Squares found himself in, and I know that some of the admins and staff were trying to help him find a team, and I know that one of the options sent to him was, you could probably start a team with the free agents available in Econ, and I know that Doug Dimmadome was one of the last teams added. All of those things together make me think that might have also, again, could just be lying through my teeth to everyone.
Malachi on the back line again, just 1vxing. He'll fight anybody. He gets a kill on a Morgana. He's still full. Kane flashes over. Does he steal the Baron? Syndra steals the Baron. Ult comes out. Rumble ult comes back in return. It looks like they will just clean up. So only person on their team to actually get the Baron is the Gnar. Will they be able to cancel it? It looks like not. It looks like the Gnar will be able to back with the Baron buff. But that should be Ocean Soul going over to Doug Dimmadome.
Yeah.
And that is where I think I'm willing to write this game off.
Yeah, Ocean Soul just statistically
Is broken.
just the absolute best
Ocean Soul is OP.
soul. Yeah.
There's nothing
Another
else to
hot
it.
take from two brave casters, but I think Ocean Soul is the best Dragon Soul.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Do you agree? Do you think Infernal is the second best,
I think second best is genuinely situational.
or it's situational?
'Cause
Yeah.
I don't think there's ever a time where anything is better than Ocean Soul, or like I think Ocean Soul all around is just the best. Like
Mm.
even if it's like, oh, Infernal would be better for us this game, like Ocean Soul is still damn good, right? Like obviously like if I have a team that has Glacial Tundra's comp last game, if I had Cloud Soul, I think Cloud Soul is like the second best for that team comp last time, where they had like the Mordekaiser, the Vladimir, the Ashe, right?
Yeah.
But then like for a team like what Glacial Tundra has right now, I'd say that like Infernal would probably be up there. And then if you have a team with like I think I can't speak, sorry. Doug Dimmadome's team I think could benefit from Mountain Soul.
Mm.
Like if they had like triple Mountain into Soul, then like Maokai is guaranteed never dying, and it's just their Souls are just good to have in general. But I think which one is like the second best or best per team comp is all dependent.
Yeah. I do think that Cloud Soul can be so unbelievably scary in the right comps.
Ocean Soul is overrated in my opinion. Healing reduction counters it, and it only has a 2% higher win rate than the Mountain Infernal Souls. Well, I think 2% is also really high in terms of
Especially when the
statistics.
sample size is like
Yeah, when
probably
the
in
sample
what, the
size is, like-
thousands?
Yeah. And like it's like the statistic that like the person like the team that gets first dragon wins 64% of games, right? Like
Yeah.
there's already
you
a
zoom
clear
in?
problem with dragons, so I think having like a 2%
Guys.
variation when soul on anybody is like, it's not even that soul's broken, but like if you get soul you're normally ahead, right? So
Yeah. Did you zoom in on the champions on your screen?
yeah, I may have done that by accident. It
I
appears
was like,
that I
wait a
have.
minute, that red buff looks really big.
My scroll wheel is actually broken, so sometimes when I zoom out, it zooms in, and
Oh, that sucks.
yeah. And I was gonna buy a new mouse, but then I smashed my keyboard, so I had to buy a new keyboard instead. So I'm still just.
Leah's in a nice
broken
position
scroll
here.
wheel. The cool thing with Ocean Soul though is Doug Dimmadome's team can just dance forever.
Mm-hmm. Hell, they could wait for Elder. Oh boy, that Jinx does a lot with crits now.
Jinx is a large woman.
I do like that she went. I do like Rapid Fire Cannon third on Jinx because I think if you bide your time right and you get one big rocket onto a carry, it's like, woof.
You know, I'll attest to that. I'm a greedy player, and it's Phantom Dancer every time. Warwick
Phantom Dancer, yeah.
whiffs again, but it doesn't look like it matters because it looks like Morgana will get picked off when the Zanya's ends, but it doesn't because she
No.
flashes away.
And a nice Varus ult.
Yeah, Maokai just tanking tower like it's no big deal. It's doing maybe like one Gnar auto attack every couple seconds, and,
Ooh, now you gotta back up. Yeah, that's a heal there.
but one auto attack will like full heal him again. Leona going in on
Yeah.
Syndra,
Oh,
actually.
Stinger gets hit.
Yeah, and just like that, see, Maokai's health is full again. Syndra actually shuts down the Jinx, and now the Gnar and Kayn are going in on Leona. Leona will fall too. And now that's.
I mean,
three dead
Syndra
on
had
the side
enough
of Doug
balls
Dimmadome.
up. Oh,
Willowhaven
seems like it was,
just DC'd.
maybe there was a pause in the real game. Usually, if you
Or-
see a DC, yeah, there we
Is
go.
in fact a pause. ADC DC'd. Unfortunate.
Unfortunate. But I think that's fine because I honestly think that worked out really well with Glacial Tundra, that fight. So Syndra, that's one of the things about late game Syndra. You know, sometimes in a team fight it does feel a little janky, especially if you really can't get it at a good angle. But if you are just spamming those Qs and the carry walks out a little too forward, and you just QR them, might be enough. And it was. And she does have Leandry, so she was in that fight for a while and really scaled up. Also, Void Staff. Leandry's Void Staff is interesting, basically doing true damage to Jinx, who only now is picking up a null magic. So TP's up on every single player with teleport. Just taking a look at builds. Most champions in the game seem to have at least 3 items built. Jinx has finished 4, which is pretty scary. Warwick Flash ults onto the Kayn, who's going to try to Q out, but to no avail. And now they're trying to chase down the Snar, who's going to get out, but that's a free pick on the side of Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimmadomes. And this is a nice one-man advantage they have. They are pushing down mid lane again, sort of NA ramming this.
Sure about the Kayn Thorn there.
Yeah.
I just noticed that, but I think you can get healing reduction through like just Varus and Gnar is enough.
Yeah, might have been a little bit of a desperation tankiness play against
definitely
this
getting
Jinx.
blown up probably isn't very nice. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And they're fun bushing again. I love this. I love that they're just pressuring.
I love that
their
you call it
advantage.
fun bushing. I don't think I've actually heard that until today.
Really? I don't exactly remember where I heard it from.
I have only ever said and heard death brush.
I don't know. I just call it fun bushing because it's just like you're just in there, you're having fun, you're partying with the whole gang, all 5 of them, and
Gang's all here.
exactly. They're actually just
Whatever designer at Riot
letting you know
decided that Knight's Vow and Zeke's Convergence should be able to like merge like that on the little icon underneath should get a raise. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I agree. I think they can sack whatever somebody who made the objective timers and above the map makes. I think
And
they
promote
can get some
the
of his pay and give it to the person with the Zeke Knight's Vow. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right, Maokai ult coming out because he's like,
Just
all right,
for safety.
We got that Baron stolen. He's like,
That-
not that I don't trust my jungler, but like I'm not gonna risk it. And
Okay, but hang on.
Syndra's super low. And
The insanity of that Maokai ult. The range is so far.
yeah, you're right.
He threw it out just to be safe, and it leads to a pick on Syndra.
100% right. Yeah, no. The problem with Maokai is never the range. It's
It's just the speed.
yeah, exactly. I still miss Maokai's old ultimate though. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. And Morgan's
His what?
dead. Oh, nice Anya's, but she's so dead.
What
And
was
I
his old
think
one?
This might be the 2-0. It was just that like weird aura around him, the circle.
Oh yeah.
I don't even remember what it did. Like to be honest, it was so long.
I feel like it didn't drain. It didn't
it
drain
like,
health.
drained
did
life
it?
and like gave him stats.
Yeah.
And he's just.
It's kind of like Swain's ult now.
Yeah, kind of. It looks like this will be the game for Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome. It will be the series for him.
Yo Daddy Daddy is saying it made him take less damage. So it's like a combination of like Swain and Alistar.
And you
ult?
get reactivated to deal damage. Yeah. Oh, they're going for some KDA. Overall finishes 30-13, and that is a 2-0 for the side of Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
A well-played series by Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadomes.
I also think Glacial Tundra played very well for
For
the
sure.
games don't look as close as they were.
No, I agree. I think looking at these games, I think it's the case of like it being really, really even for a long time, and then it swinging back and forth, and then just someone blowing it open, but the other team being good enough to like stave off the end. So it seems like it was more one-sided than it was, but it actually was more even than you'd think because it was one team holding on and facing off a snowballing other team for a very long time.
Remember how we were talking about the Jinx with 3 kills before the Infinity Edge?
Yeah.
Judging by the damage charts, it definitely paid off. She had just under 40k damage when the second highest in the game was Syndra at 30, and then after that it was only 22,000.
Yeah, also the second highest on their team was Maokai, which is an unreal champion.
So, hands are for squares, but apparently he's changed my mind. Maokai is not. Maokai is not a square champion.
Maokai is now a Chad champion.
Malachi is the Giga Chad.
Hella giga.
Anyways, I think we have time for an interview. If either team wants to bring somebody. Oh, we have Panther for Square is already ready.
Great.
All right, bring him in here. I'd love to talk to him.
Oh, I'm the only one who can do that.
Correct, because we
Hello.
don't have firms yet.
Hello.
Two questions just right off the bat.
All right.
One, are you wearing pants right now?
I am not. No.
Great. Two, so during the game, I told. First of all, congratulations on the 2-0. But more importantly, I want to make sure I didn't lie to my adoring fans. The circumstances around the creation of your team. Was it a bunch of free agents who came together, or did you join a team that was looking for a top laner?
I joined a team that was looking for a top laner.
Well, all right, I lied to everybody. I apologize to everybody. I couldn't remember. I remember you were looking for a team. I couldn't remember if you ended up just a bunch of people making one or you found one. So
no, I found one.
There you go, everybody. Lied right to you. My name's Bigfoot. I'll see you around.
So, quick question, Panther for Square.
Shoot.
With that, how do you feel that Bigfoot made a false narrative around you for the entirety of the second game? Talking about how the team of free agents was the absolute Giga Chad thing and how orgs did terrible scouting, etc.
All right. Time. First of all, the person who said orgs did terrible scouting was a hypothetical situation said by a member of chat. Second of all, I almost immediately walked it back and said, you know what? There's a chance I lied to everybody very quickly.
Yeah, I don't know. There was a couple of teams that I thought I was gonna get on before I ended up on Doug Dimmy, but you know, I'm happy where I am.
Kindly remind me what your season 2 team was.
It was the Funky Bench, an offshoot of the Funky Bunch
and you
from
were on
season
the Funky
1.
Bunch in season 1, right?
That's right. Yeah.
So you've been around since the beginning.
Yeah, boy.
And you're also a Malachi Chad.
Yeah. I mean, how can you not be when you're playing that champion? You just don't take damage.
Did you know that you had the second most damage on your team, like dealt to champions?
I saw it because I was watching the stream right before I came in, and I saw that, and I thought that's nuts. But yeah, Maokai does damage and doesn't die.
Yeah, you did.
Perfectly balanced.
Very well. Do you have any comments, shoutouts, or anything you'd like to make?
I mean, just huge shoutouts to our team in general. Like, this is, as a top laner, this is one of the best teams I've been on. No flame to the Funky Bunch or anything, but they absolutely follow up on anything that I do. Like, I can flash Maokai ult or something like flash W. I can flash in on like a Kled in a scrim and they'll just follow me. So having that trust is huge for me, and I really appreciate it. Thanks, boys.
Awesome. And final question from me before I let you go. Will we see Doug Dimmadome with a perfect record at the end of this season?
I mean, who knows what the future holds? I'm hoping to go, no losses. That's my goal for the season. But you know what? Doug Dimmy has the chops, man. I'm telling you, don't sleep on us.
Ooh, Doug Dimmy.
That's right.
Interesting.
I like
team
Doug
name,
Dimmy.
but thank you for popping by, and good
No
luck
problem,
with
man.
the rest of your season.
Thanks, guys.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
If anybody from Glacial Tundra is watching the stream and would like to hop in for a quick interview before we cut it off, feel free to hop into community.
Yeah, we do second winner interviews.
Yes.
If people are amenable, but we understand that.
We will have closing thoughts and wrap up the series. So while we give them a couple minutes to hop in. Oh, Desi D. Oh, that's also from Doug Dimmadome. We are looking for a team or a member of Glacial Tundra if possible.
Yes, I do want to. I did say this. Well, while we're waiting, I'll bring him in. I do want to. Hello, Desi D. We are waiting for someone from Glacial Tundra, but I did.
Off the stream, getting double speak. All right.
I did want to quickly shout you out. There was one particular playing game one that I was very impressed with that I wanted to. Actually, two. One, there was one fight around Botside River, either before or after Dragon, and you were standing in that bush that leads into river from Red Side, and you just didn't die for ever. And
yeah.
I don't know what I couldn't even figure out what was happening. I was just like, oh there, nope. Oh, there he goes, nope. There, nope.
Yeah, I turned on the stream after the game and I heard props to me, and I was like, oh cool, but I didn't know what it was for. Yeah, honestly, I love Alistair just because he's a champion, like Pants was saying, like Maokai, where you don't really do a lot of damage like Maokai does, but you just ignore everything around you and
Yeah.
you don't ever die. I think that my playstyle personally and like our playstyle as a team is just like being in your face and killing everything and not dying.
Yeah,
So it fits us really well.
I was just so distracted by that. I don't even know what else happened in that fight. I was watching just your character. Also, you had towards the end, a very nice like 3 or 4 man knockup that I was really into, but mostly that crazy sequence of never dying was
it was the games were definitely fun. I had a great time.
Well, we had a great time watching them.
Yeah. Can I give a shout out?
Go for it.
Yeah, I just want to say shout out to my Yardy boys, shout out. All right, that's it.
Out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Later, man.
See ya.
Have a good night, you guys.
Thank you, Desi.
You too.
And thank you to all the viewers. We appreciate you watching. It makes our job way easier when there's activity in chat and viewers to talk with, so we don't seem like lunatics. And I am Zelius, joined by Bigfoot. I appreciate you all, and good night.
It me.